Welcome back to Probably Unlimited Games. This week, Matt dove headfirst into PCG and RTVs, which are definitely real things and not just strings of letters that I'm pretending to understand. So, you remember that suggestion way back in week 12 when a commenter suggested we look into procedural content generation? Well, we finally decided to give it a try. So, grass is now spawning through PCG rather than landscape grass types. We can use both systems simultaneously if needed, which gives us flexibility for the different areas we're planning on building. The advantage of PCG is more control over spawn rules. Matt can define complex logic where things should and shouldn't appear instead of relying on simpler, layer-based spawning. Matt also figured out how to control PCG spawning based on specific layers. This means he can designate no grass zones without having to manually paint exclusion zones everywhere. He also added a mask height to stop foliage from spawning under certain elevations. For example, grass won't spawn in the ocean, not that we have any. I'm not sure if that counts as seaweed or not. We'll get back to you on that. We also added the ability to paint in layers, which gives manual control when the procedural systems need human override. Sometimes, you just need to tell the algorithm, no, you're stupid. Matt also started implementing RVTs, which are complicated. There's a system for dynamically blending texture information across large landscapes without storing everything in memory simultaneously. I don't fully understand them. Matt probably does better than I do. Hopefully. If not, we're in big trouble. The practical applications of RVTs is that they can blend the color of objects on the landscape to help them match their environment better. A rock sitting on grass can pick up some grass tones, making it look like it's naturally placed instead of just a mesh you've picked up from the asset store. It's one of those subtle environmental details that makes everything look more cohesive and realistic without you consciously noticing why. Matt also re-added tiling variation for landscape textures, but implemented differently because RVTs require a different approach. Same functionality as before, different technical implementation to work with the new systems. So, Matt's done 2 major systems in 1 week, PCG and RVTs, both substantial Unreal Engine systems with their own complexity and learning curves. Matt tackled them both in the same week, and we're implementing practical features with them, which is really impressive, frankly. We can now say the landscape he's creating is genuinely custom work, not just at an asset store purchase. The downside, it takes time. The upside, it looks better, works better, hopefully, and if something breaks, we know how to fix it, hopefully. As for my contribution this week, I got the rough outline of the original tavern that I started working on initially, only this time it took me about a quarter of the time. Still need to do some detailing, which is the time-consuming part, but it's roughed out and ready. Steve and not Steve observe Matt's procedural spawning with their characteristic immobility. They wonder if they too could be procedurally generated. They wonder what it would be like to be propagated across the landscape in endless, identical copies. Anyway, like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.